Hi everyone, good to connect to you again. I can see that lots of new members have joined this course 21st Century Skills in the Classroom. I extend a very warm welcome to each one of you. And now the little challenge, little exercise that we had been discussing for the past couple of days, that is look at the 20th century classroom. As you can see in the image which you have already watched, and you have even responded to this the poll on the 20th century classroom. Looking into the image, as you can see that most of the education about 20 years ago was restricted to the classroom, within the confines of the classroom, and also teacher was the center of the entire exercise of the teaching learning activities, and the instruction was controlled, managed and led by the teacher, and students had very little option other than to go with the flow and the pace that was set by the teacher. Another aspect which was also quite restrictive was that the sources and the resource of the material for making the children learn well were limited to textbooks, worksheets and most of the paper pencil assignments, and at times the students did have some visual inputs in the form of charts, in the form of pictures, and to a great extent even the overhead projector were also being used. And of course, in the 90s, the PowerPoint, the LCD projector and the PowerPoint presentation also came in. That too was mainly as visual input for the students. And another very important restrictive and limitation factor of the 20th century classroom was the fact that the teachers came with a one regular, straightforward teaching methodology. The pedagogy did not have any scope for adapting to the individual needs of various students in the classroom. And since it was mostly teacher led, obviously the last limiting factor, of course there are plenty more limiting factors of the previous century classrooms, but one of the major factors was that the student engagement was a great challenge. The students were quite often passive listeners in the classroom, very little interaction, and it would be the teacher who would speak for about 30 minutes in a 40 minutes classroom, and the remaining 10-15 minutes would be utilized for asking a few questions and giving them notes, or the students were making notes or copying the notes from the whiteboard or the blackboard or even the green board in some cases. So the fact that this type of classroom is not acceptable to today's students anymore. They want to be active participants in what is happening. They want to have a say in how they want to learn. They want to be engaged. They want to be challenged. And obviously this has resulted in the teachers also changing their strategy and changing their methodology regarding the way they interact in the classroom, the way they introduce the concepts, and the way they carry out the teaching and learning activities in the classroom. So hope this image helps us to get an understanding and reinforce our understanding of the 20th century classroom. And in next few hours I will be sharing with you an image of 21st century classroom which has many aspects which the current generation of students expect to see in their classroom. Hope you are enjoying the course, and do take part in the polls, do keep looking into and watching the videos, do keep responding to any of the comments and any of the posts. We will soon be starting a course and content related to what are 21st century skills and how we can integrate them into the classroom. All right, have a wonderful day ahead, ladies and gentlemen.